Haya, makofi tafadhali. Tunakaribisha mgeni wetu mheshimiwa. Karibu sana bwana Musalia. Spirit of intergenerational dialogue to have conversations with younger of
new innovations in order to be able to attract jobs and of Kenyans who are going to benefit from this particular venture. This was during the transition period when we were still under the directorate. This takes me back to now when I served. I was told by my colleagues that my clinic
Yesterday's paper, there was a very good story with the PS Treasury making a comment and saying that if they were to renovate or put the extension of the new Jomo Kenyatta Airport, they would need close to 260 billion Kenya shillings for a new terminal and perhaps the runways that would be required. That is, give or take, 300 billion Kenya shillings. Ladies and gentlemen, if we package an infrastructure bond, an infrastructure diaspora bond properly, well backed, you tell me, the infrastructure bond can raise not the 300 billion required. Initial figures now show us that if we do it well, we have the capacity to raise over 500 billion shillings through an infrastructure bond. That means the diaspora can build that new airport. It is possible. Through the bond, we can fund the road towards Uganda. It's an artery for Kenyans and indeed the countries that are landlocked, who are also our largest trading partners. Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC, South Sudan. Through this bond, we can do something very different. You can extend the SGR. You can do something about our medical programs. The list is endless. So we have potential. Our focus on the diaspora is informed by their growing contribution to Kenya's socio-economic development, mainly through remittances, investment, and knowledge transfer. In the first 10 months of this year, remittances increased to a record 4 billion USD, that is over 520 billion Kenya shillings. We are anxiously looking forward to the figures as at the end of December. This is a remarkable increase of 17.8% over the remittances of 3.6 billion received during the same period in 2023. This cements the position of remittances as Kenya's largest foreign exchange earner, delivering more than the combined earnings from coffee, tea, horticulture, and tourism. It also sets us on the pathway to growing remittances to 1 trillion Kenya shillings by 2027. We appreciate the sacrifices that these Kenyans abroad make to dutifully send money home, directly impacting education, healthcare, small business enterprises, housing, gender equality, rural development, and poverty alleviation. We can enhance this contribution, particularly if we reduce the cost of remitting money from an average of 6% to the Sustainable Development Target of 3%. I wish to assure you that the government will work with all stakeholders to align with the SDG's universal value of leaving no one behind. We can no longer take it for granted. Kenya's shilling is holding out very well against other currencies, and if I peg it to the dollar, it's at around 129. We had seen a slide of the Kenyan shilling to 169 to the dollar. Now it is firmly holding out very well at 129 to the dollar. Take a moment and ponder. Suppose the diaspora decided that they are shutting the doors. What would be the likely impact on the strength or competitiveness of the Kenya shilling against the other currencies? So let's reflect very, very seriously on what we are talking about.
We've been able, Your Excellency, to hold more than 20 diaspora engagements where we have spoken with diaspora in various cities. We've been able to evacuate thousands of Kenyans, either from Lebanon, from Sudan, from Israel, from Gaza, but even to do medical evacuations, Your Excellency, from near and far places like Tanzania or Albania. We have been able to do repatriation of our kin who have lost loved ones and their bodies have had to be repatriated back home. Excellency, we have been able to create an incentive framework that has allowed for diaspora remittances to grow in the last 2 years up to a point of 672 billion shillings in the last year, and we expect those numbers to go up higher. The confidence of the diaspora is at an all-time high in terms of being able to access government services, and we've been able to serve them in a consistent and a dignified manner. We want to hear from you, Your Excellency, your reflection on the work that we have done over the last 2 years, and perhaps you could guide us on what it is that you hope we're going to achieve in the next 2.